Hello and welcome back to Soulcreek. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Alex had the conversation with Loken finally about the fact that he can no longer eat and he doesn't need to breathe, and he kind of needs to drink a little bit of water, but not really, because his digestive system doesn't work anymore, which is still a little weird. Not only that, but he also revealed the fact that he has bite within his head, which Loken apparently didn't like because he's being possessive and weird about it, I guess. We also met, I believe his name is Aeyon, yeah, the mole, who was running all these tests on Alex, who revealed that yes, you are a human, even though you have some weird quirks about you. And yeah, so Aeyon promised to Alex that he would speak to the Automonks who live in the dam and try to see if they would allow them to conduct some more tests on Alex in order to figure out what's going on, to see why he doesn't need food or to breathe, and if they can find some sort of chip or something inside of his head to figure out where bite is coming from. But yeah, so that's about it, and I guess without further ado, let us continue Soulcreek. A fish? No, wait, a dragon wearing boots.
I don't see it.
Those bits at the bottom are boots. The shape on the left is the mouth.
I really don't see it.
What do you see then?
I only ever see ones and zeros.
Oh, come on. That's not all you see.
No, really. They're all around me, like raindrops. Look, there go some now. Wee! Look at them. Aren't they cute?
Knock it off. That's making me dizzy.
Hey, new game. What shapes can you see in the ones and zeros?
Funny, AI. Real funny.
Lighten up, Alex. You need to relax.
I can't relax. He's been in there for an hour. Do you think he's okay?
Just give him time. Aeyon knows what he's doing.
Should we go in after him?
He told us to wait outside.
Man, I can't stand this.
It'll be worth it for some answers. The Automonks can help us.
What if there are no answers out there? We'll just be stuck here forever, clueless.
We'll always have a life of black running with Loken to fall back on. You trust him, don't you?
Warily, I sit upright. The warm sun with the calming chill of the mountain wind blend together against my skin. I look over at the Great Barrier yet again to check if Aeyon is returning. Dravonia was right. The infamous hydroelectric dam of Ilea has been well maintained since the cascade. It's surprisingly small, but apparently its exterior extends into the adjacent mountains. The fact that it's still functioning is astounding. Looking at it, you'd never think society had ended, nor that a cult of technocrats dwell within. Foamy water spews into a lake far below us. The distant whirling of churning generators can be heard inside. Aeyon went there an hour ago. There's no sign of him returning. Sighing, I turn my head to the opposite direction. Loken is exactly where he was 20 minutes ago, perched vigilantly by the nearby stream with a fishing spear in hand. He's already caught 5 hefty fish for the villagers. I offered to help, but he said that he needed to concentrate and promised to teach me to fish another time. Loken spears another fish out of the stream and triumphantly places it with the others. Yeah, I trust him.
Even if this leads to nothing, he is on your side. You've got his support.
And yours. We're in this together.
Sentiment. You really need to uninstall those feelings of yours. Anyway, Loken doesn't care about me.
I groan irritably. You still don't like him, huh?
He's the one that doesn't like me. Ever since he found out. Ugh, what's he scowling about now?
Sure enough, Loken has dropped his freshly caught fish into a bucket and is marching over to us wearing a dour expression. Tell me what he is saying.
Alex, tell him he sucks.
We're just talking. Tell me what he is talking about.
About how much you suck, dog.
Nothing important. I do not trust this A&I intelligence. I clench my jaw in annoyance. He's not keen on you either. I can hear what you say to him. Huh? You will talk out loud to him so that I can hear?
The audacity. Tell him to get fucked.
He still wouldn't be able to hear you.
Oh, well, in that case, tell him to get fucked.
Alex, you will let me hear what you say to Bite? I frown uncertainly at him. Talking out loud to you both is going to get really confusing really fast. But it is important. I shake my head with resigned apathy. It would be easier if you two just trusted each other, or me. Loken picks up on my mood. You are okay? Loken reaches out a huge paw to me. With a gruff sigh, I take it, and he tugs me effortlessly onto my feet. I brush grass off of my clothes and shrug ruefully. Aeon's been gone for ages. I'm worried. He will be okay. He is good. The weight is killing me. Killing? You are in pain? Oh, I don't mean actually killing. Just, I don't like the weight. He looks perplexed. I chuckle. It just means I'm nervous. Okay. We will find out where you come from, Alex. You and Bite being at each other's throats isn't helping. I'm the one who has to listen to you both. Going by his guilty expression, he is at least acknowledging my annoyance. I turn and stare at the Great Barrier again. There's still no sign of Aeon. Loken follows my gaze and grumbles irritably. We will find no answers here. So you keep saying. The Automonks will ask a favor of us. They will then ask another, and another. We should wait until it is safe to return to Devil's Crag, where I found you, where we will find answers, not here. Aeon thinks that it's worth a shot. Devil's Crag isn't an option right now. He growls, glaring off at the Great Barrier. You really don't like the Automonks, do you? They are greedy and they are selfish. They wish to control everything. I am here because I am responsible for you and to ensure Aeon is safe. I watch him carefully, remembering what the mole told me about Loken's childhood. You never mentioned that Aeon was like a father to you. Loken smiles and his tail starts to wag. Since I was a boy. From what I've heard, you were a nightmare when you were a kid. Come on, don't give me that look. I don't mean anything by it. That's just what people said, even Aeon. I made the wrong decisions, frequently. Before I can question him, he gestures to my belly. I will check your wound. I twist and tug my hoodie up, giving him access to my lacerated side. He places a paw at my side and steadies me as he peers down. How does it look? The salve we applied has worked well. You will be able to move normally. Worked well is an understatement. There is absolutely no pain, and the wound looks weeks old rather than days. What the hell was in that stuff? Only the shaman knows. Loken lets go of me and then steps away and folds his arms. We will continue your training while we wait for Aeon. Right now, you must learn of the four. You have only been told of two. I'm gonna have to get my head around this four ideology if I want to survive in this world. Alright, what's the next one? Today we will discuss Vigor. It is not like wit or guile. It's the one that keeps us sane in the Black Zone, isn't it? It is this, and more. Vigor is strength of body. A Black Runner must frequently defend themselves and demonstrate great endurance. Vigor is also strength of the spirit, strength to endure the Black Zones. To protect your mind, you must attune your vigor to the Black Zone. I'm not sure I understand. Your mind will adjust to the Black Zones only by being within them. This adjustment could take days or minutes. It will depend how strong your vigor is. It is, as I said, you cannot be told, only shown. I grimace. So you just throw me in there until I get used to it? Loken scowls unimpressed. That is a simplification, but yes. I don't see why we don't just do that for everyone. Let's get the whole village attuned. Only those that share the Black Runner's lineage have vigor. Without it, the mind will bloat. This is the path of joining the informed. The informed sound like a bit like zombies. He cocks his head in confusion. Zombies? You don't know, like, Walking Dead? His ears flick and his vacant stare continues. Never mind. I'm not sure what kind of a fighter you're expecting me to be. I'm tiny compared to every other biped. I think you are tougher than you look. Taki will train you to fight. You will be agile and cunning. I must assess your stamina. As a Black Runner, you must run great distances over dangerous ground. You must climb great heights. Well, I won't need to breathe when I run, and Bite might be able to help with the physical stuff. His expression darkens. Do not use Bite to help you. But, no, this creature cannot be trusted. He's been helping me all along. He's the only reason that I passed your guile assessment. Then you cheated! I narrow my eyes. No, because Bite is a part of me. It's not like it matters. Taki spotted us anyway. Bite and I need to figure out what we're capable of. I'm still going to use him whenever I need to. Loken grumbles, but I fold my arms indignantly at him. You'll have to deal with him being here. You can't have me without having him. We will see. I will assess your vigor soon. You're not going to make me humiliate myself in the village again, are you? This assessment will be different. I will run, and you will keep up with me. That's it? That is it. Are all acolytes trained this way? Was he? How did you become a Black Runner? I was chosen young. I had 12 years at the time. As a child, I did not speak. I displeased adults. They would shout at me. I would run from them. I ran far, but they would find me and continue shouting. Next time, I would run further. When this still was not enough, I ran to the black zones. My eyes boggle. Weren't you scared? I sensed the danger. It did not deter me. My vigor was strong. My mind attuned quickly. One day, hiding in the zones, I was located by a Black Runner. She was kind. She convinced me to return to the village. The next day, she asked me to return to the Black Zone with her. She assessed my vigor. She decided that I had a strong affinity for the Four. She asked the chief permission to be my mentor. Was Dravonia chief at the time? No, but her predecessor agreed. To have one of your own trained as a Black Runner is considered an honor. I was suddenly perceived to have value. I was happy. I wanted this role. It was my path. Who was your mentor? Her name was Aya. She was fierce, but compassionate. She taught me well. 6 years later, she declared that my training was over. I remained with the Draconi. I had nowhere else to go. His face turned sad. What happened to Aya? A fever burned through her swiftly. She did not survive. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not handle her loss well. Good things have also happened. Dravonia had become chief. This was good. She was always tolerant of me. She defended me from other adults when I was a child. She taught me self-control through discipline. I became better at talking by copying her and Aya. I also had Aeyon, who taught me compassion and patience. These are lessons that I will pass on to you. I smile. He's a pretty sweet guy behind all his insecurities. Well, I'm only human, so I just hope that I don't disappoint you. You will not. For now, you must learn to shoot. He gestures over to the sizably long sack that he brought along with him. All morning, I've been asking what's in it, and he's refused to tell me. Take a look. Bemused, I shuffle over to the bag and kneel down, pulling the contents out, my eyes widen in surprise. A bow? There's also arrows. Sure enough, I pull out 3 arrows with stone tips. How useful is a bow and arrow going to be against a demon? It is not for demons. There are other dangers in the black zones, such as sugar cooks or the informed. The bow is a good size for you. You must know how to shoot. Are sugar cooks dangerous? Yes, they spend many days in the black zones. They are often unstable, as are the informed. You must aim for the heart. Come, stand here. I move over to him, clutching the bow awkwardly in one hand and the arrows in the other. When I'm within arm's reach, he places his paw on my shoulder and guides me to stand in front with my back to him. You will fire at the tree trunk in front of us. You will knock the arrow between these two fingers and then pull the string back afar. I nod. How hard could it be? I tug the bowstring back with the arrow gripped between my fingers, trying to point it at the tree right ahead of me. It turns out very hard. The string is so tight that I can barely keep my arm straight. I can't pull it. Again. Still, I'm still not quite enough to pull the bow to maximum draw. What am I missing? You are unbalanced. This is why your arms shake. Here. Loken nestles himself up to me and presses his form into my back to correct my posture. This arm is too low. Your stance is also too narrow. He cups my elbow with his bulky paw and gently guides it upwards. I'm enveloped by his massive presence, the bottom of his muscle just above my peripheral vision. Like this? Yes. Now pull the bowstring back. I make an attempt, feeling my muscles stretch from my arm to my pectorals. I don't think I can do it. This is why you must train. Bite. Do not help him. I wasn't going to. He's all yours, Pooch. He isn't helping. It's just me. Good. Feet further apart. Like this? No, you remain unbalanced. He abruptly presses his front right up against my back, using his bulk to guide me into a firmer position. Now, draw quickly and release. The string digs painfully into my fingers, but I still can't keep it pulled. With a grimace, I release the arrow and it flies wildly off to the right. I flail my hands to shake off the ache. Red marks are left across my fingers where the bowstrings had tugged at them. Again. Can't I just throw rocks instead? No. I push my weight into Loken more as I make another attempt, using his bulk to keep myself steady. Then it occurs to me that I can feel every part of him against me. I pause, staying still. He's still, too. I shuffle, and he weaves ever so slightly to fit the shape of my stance. His waist is pressed up against me, just above my butt. I'm hit by a nervous rush of warmth. He's so damn comfortable. I can feel every detail of his form through his tissue-thin leggings against the small of my back. I swear that I can feel the firm contour of his junk. Now we're both just standing there, like this. Is this his way of flirting? Nervously, I relax my bow arm and lower the arrow, keeping my back pressed into his front, but twist my head upwards to see what he's doing. He looks down at me. I feel his hips sway slightly with the buoyant motions of his tail. Given that he is pressed flat up against my backside, the small movements are putting certain ideas in my head. I'm almost certain that he's having them too. Hey there. Hello. I smile. He smiles back. The paw supporting my back squeezes me. His fingers knead into my arm. I lean into him, very slightly. You are Sorry, I am here. Here. Ugh. Loken's head jerks up, ears flickering. He gently moves away from me with an awkward step, leaving me severely flustered. Aeyon has returned. He grunts, looking away. I hastily turn my back to him. Yeah. What the hell just happened between us? I told myself that I don't want to complicate things, but after last night, I've been looking at him differently. It was easy to fantasize about him when I knew it was just that, a fantasy. But now that I know that he's gay too, what if it's actually possible? All my amorous thoughts, could they become reality? It definitely feels like he's interested in me, but I can't be sure. All the clans seem to do is fuck at the indulgence. Would Loken even understand what a relationship is? Would I even want that from him? Or am I purely thinking with my dick? I just feel weirdly close to him. Loken puts a paw on my shoulder and pushes me towards Aeon, who is marching towards us from the Great Barrier. Come. I feel a rush of warmth from the pressure of his touch. Gods, what is it about him that I find so enticing?
Ah, boys. Sorry about the delay. They're as mullish as ever in there.
He walks towards us with difficulty, clutching his sides like he has a stitch. I've never considered how old he might be. It's hard to tell given that he isn't human. What happened? Here, let me help you. The mole dismisses me with a wave of his clawed mitt.
Hang on. Just let me sit. Gods, the stairs in there are awful steep. Ah.
Aeon takes a seat on a boulder, exhaling with relief, as though we were being lowered into a hot spa. You are okay? Loken kneels down beside him, eyes wide with concern.
I am fine, lad, fine.
You need food? Water? I will get you water.
Ah, stuff it, hound. I am perfectly fine. Fine. Really now.
Ignoring the mole's insistence, Loken fiddles around with his satchel and prepares him a cup of water. His concerns for Aeon is really endearing. It's gentle and genuine. He really loves him. So, how did it go? Aeon grimaces.
To be honest, lad, they weren't all too pleased to see me.
Your father was there?
Course not, daft dog. He died years ago.
Wait, your father was an Automonk? I thought you were one. Aeon chuckles. Loken hands him a cup of water, which he takes in spite of his earlier protests.
Not quite. I was an orphan, see? All Automonks are orphans, see? One of the monks found me abandoned by the Great Barrier. Ooh, he couldn't have left me in the wild and rain, but no. He took me in. Taught me everything that they could. I suppose that they assumed that I'd joined their cult when I came of age, they did. But there was no law forcing me to stay, so I didn't. I don't think that they expected that.
Were they angry?
No. Not angry. Disappointed, I suppose. They didn't understand why I'd refuse. Well, I wanted to help people, I did. In my way, not theirs. I had to find a path on my own. And so I have.
Loken sits cross-legged on the ground. I copy him, and we both peer at Aeon hopefully. The Automonks will see Alex.
Aha! They will see him? Ha! Of course not.
My face falls. You asked them of the pod. I found Alex in. Aeon sighs.
Loken, I am telling you. They wouldn't say a thing to me. I told them everything. I said that we have a human right here, from before the cascade. Told them that they'd been asleep in hibernation for centuries. They weren't interested. They weren't.
Why the hell not?
It's not their problem. It's not. They only care about preserving knowledge, Alex. And since you have no memory, they have no interest. Helping you does not serve any purpose to them. Unless...
What are their terms? The mole grins.
Ah, one step ahead of me you are.
They always want something.
Quite right. Today's no exception.
He turns to me.
If you do something for them, the Automonks will hear you out. But that doesn't mean that they'll help. It just means that they'll listen.
A favor just to speak to them? Loken rolls his eyes, face flat with annoyance. They will ask another. I hum thoughtfully. Is there any other option?
Oh, we could walk away. But to solve the mystery of your origin, your condition, we'll need the Automonks on our sides. We will. You'll never know when you might need their knowledge, their equipment, their insight. If anyone has answers, it's them. Trust me, Alex. Trust me.
Fine. What do they want from me?
Oh, no. They want Loken.
The hound's grimace turns sour. Tell me.
The rhinestone dish. Apparently it's been turned on.
At that, Loken's ears flick curiously. His annoyance morphs into gentle bafflement. Explain? Aeon shrugs.
They don't know. They want you to find out why they do. They'll not meet with you again until the coming Draconian indulgence is over. That gives you plenty of time.
You lost me. What's the rhinestone dish?
Ah, sorry, Alex. I forgot that this is all new to you. There are 2 old Zephyr satellite stations in Ilea. One of them, the Rhinestone Dish, just went active by itself.
I frown. It just switched itself on? How?
The mole gives me a pointed look. That's what they want Loken to find out.
The Rhinestone Dish is north. Loken taps my shoulder, then points off towards the distant mountains. My gaze follows his gesture. Beyond those peaks. That looks pretty far. It is not. We will be back before tomorrow. I gawp at him. I'm going too? The Rhinestone Dish is within the black zone. You are coming. Whoa, hold on. I'm not ready for that. You must attune your vigor. I don't know what to do. You will stick close to me and obey my instructions. I look at Aeyon, half hoping that he'll convince Loken that it's a bad idea.
Loken boy, maybe keep Alex home. If anything happens to him,
he is coming. It is his path. What if there are demons? There may be. You haven't taught me how to fight them. You will not fight. You will flee. This isn't a good idea. I have no idea what to expect from the Black Zones. All I know is that they're full of cryptic hazards and permeate constant dread. Loken gets up to his feet and offers a hand out for Aeyon to do the same. Come, we will return to the village with Aeyon, then prepare. Now? Now. We will complete this task for the Automonks.
I'd be interested to know what set the Rhinestone Dish off myself, to be honest. I always wondered what the old station was used for.
The 2 of them get to their feet. I'm left on the ground, my heart beating. Me? Into the Black Zone? Today? But what will I see? Demons? I think back to the thing in Loken's home. That was just a small chunk off of a dead one. Will the real thing have the same effect? No, it'll be worse. My mind drifts into a dark speculation, pondering the unknown, each a chasm wider and hungrier than the last. What do they look like? Do they move like people? My peripheral vision goes dark as I sit there, silent. Why do they want to kill me? What did I do? What's happening? I'm afraid of something I can't explain. Everything is getting heavier. My heart gets faster and faster, battering against my ribs like a terrified caged animal. I feel suffocated. He's taking me into the darkness. My thoughts dangle helplessly above infinity. It's everything. I'm choking on it. It wants me dead. I can't do it. I'll run away. Alex. What? Stop. I wasn't. You were. Get up. Loken grabs a hold on my arm, reining my composure. I let him tug me onto my feet. I'm not ready. You will be okay. Loken grabs the bucket of fish that he brought this morning and gestures for me to take the bow. Come, we will walk back to the village.
No dawdling. What's the bet that the old shaggin' wagon has turned up?
The old what?
The men for the indulgence.
I snort with laughter. Loken simply grunts and gestures for us to follow behind him. They are due tomorrow. They are not usually early. We begin the hour-long trek back to the village. As we amble back down the steep terrain, Loken walks beside Aeyon to support his stunty mole steps, despite Aeon's protests.
Sod off, dog. I can walk on my own bloody 2 feet. I can.
The hound ignores him and stays close, as stubborn as ever. I guess I didn't really expect the Automonks to help straight away. Loken certainly warned as much, but at least our next steps are clear. Loken, what does the Rhinestone Dish do? Even the Automonks do not know this. There are some old structures they ask block runners to check, but never interfere with. What could have turned it on? I do not know. I have never been inside. Could it be demons? No. He doesn't elaborate. Alex, you are the last Zephyr. Yeah? You know the purpose of the Rhinestone Dish. You're asking me?
Hound, nobody knows these things. I only know what they've called it because I grew up with the Automonks.
Loken grumbles, falling silent as we walk. Bite, do you know anything about these satellite dishes?
They could have been simple radio stations. It's unbelievable that they could still be functional after all this time, let alone capable of switching themselves on. They must have some kind of power supply. I could find out if we could do some scans, but you'll have to take me there.
I think if I see it for myself, I might remember something. Loken's brow dips and he nods in understanding. We will take Aeyon home. I will put these fish in the preserves. We will then return home to prepare and leave immediately. We will not talk while we walk back to the village. I must concentrate. On what? I must meditate. I must determine our path through the Black Zone. You know them by heart?
Oh, yes. Knows every crack and crevice, this hound. Quite remarkable.
I see the paths that I have taken as a pattern. They take many shapes in my mind. Shapes? To remember.
Don't worry, boy. You do your meditations. We'll walk quietly. Loken uses a method of loci. That's impressive.
What's that?
Going by what he said, it sounds like he's using a spatial mnemonics to give himself picture-perfect memory recall. Our hound has a very special brain. Still, an asshole though.
It takes us a couple of hours to return. The weather remains calm, and as the early morning tickles by, it starts getting warmer. Having adjusted to the cold, I'm actually starting to feel quite stuffy from this walking. I tug my hoodie off over my head. My tunic rides up with it, my bare belly getting exposed by the chill. It's refreshing. When I've readjusted my top, Loken is looking back at me cautiously in mid-stroll. It's the first time that he's acknowledged anyone since he started planning our route into the Black Zone. What? You have no fur. I laugh. I'm fine. I just felt a bit stuffy. You are not cold? The breeze feels nice. You're getting used to the climate.
Finished with your planning, boy?
Yes, Alex, I have selected a route. We will use it to attune your vigor. What if you're wrong about me? He cocks his head in confusion. I'm not a black runner. What if I don't have vigor or wit or any of it? Alex, you will be okay. You'll watch my back in there, right? Yes, but at times you must also be left alone. I gawp at him in horror. What? Don't. Your vigor must keep you afloat without me. I will not be far. You will be okay. I can't. Alex, trust me. I do trust them. I just don't trust the Black Zones.
Well, boys, I take the detour back home.
We'll walk with you there.
No. You boys have a task to do. Go do it. I can get back to my hut just fine.
Aeyon.
No arguments, hound. Go tell your chief that you're going, then get gone.
The mole points a spindly claw at both of us, brows growing tense above his goggles.
This task is important, you hear me? Alex's appearance is important. I believe that it could be the start of something bigger. Like it or not, we'll need the Automonks on our side, so go get this done. You hear me, hound?
I hear you, Aeyon.
Good. You better keep him safe, Loken. If you insist on training him, do it wisely.
He will be safe.
Good. When you're done, come find me. We'll figure out our next steps. Safe running, Loken. Safe running, Alex.
Thanks, Aeyon, for everything. The stunted mole waves an arm in farewell as he turns and waddles back down the hill in the direction of his hut. Loken and I watch him go silently. Only the breeze speaks, whistling gently. You did not tell him. My mouth twists uncertainly. You do not trust Aeyon? He is good. I think I do, but yeah, I'll tell him about Bite eventually. I was just... Loken affectionately squeezes my shoulder, nudging me to keep moving towards the village. He started touching me more and more. He knows that I like his affection, just as he seems to like mine. You will think that he will judge you? If anything, I consider telling him before telling you. You just figure it out by yourself. You are still not telling him. Not yet. Soon. Maybe. He looks confused. I just shrug. If people misunderstand what bite is, I could be in danger. Loken hums in agreement. I'm still coming to terms with the fact that you know. It's enough for now. All right. When you are ready, you will tell Aeyon. It would help if you trusted Bite a little bit more. The infamous scowl returns. No. Come, today we are Black Runners. We have a task to complete. And off he goes. I follow, grumbling. Maybe Bite can prove him wrong today, somehow. When we arrive at the village outskirts, Loken halts suddenly. His nose twitches in discomfort. What is it? A familiar scent. He breaks into a jog towards the clan, immediately on alert. I jog after him. At the outskirts of the village farms, I join his side and take in the unusual sight. Half a dozen carriages have been parked, each laden with exotic supplies. There are barrels of drinks, boxes of outlandish food, and crates containing all manners of pleasant smells and eccentric substances. Loken growls beside me. The indulgence will take place tonight. Oh, so they are early. He huffs. Does that mean that we'll miss it if we go to the rhinestone dish? Yes. So, we're not going? Dravonia wants us to. No, we are still going. We will explain our absence to the chief. Come. Loken and I stop by the freezers on our way through the farms to store the fish that he caught that morning. I notice several dozen tents erected by the farms. Men of all shapes and sizes are meandering about in conversations with each other. It's the first time that I've ever seen so many males together at one time. It's jarring for me, and must be stranger for most of the tribeswomen. They clearly take good care of themselves too. The guys are pretty hot. I spot one of them, a hefty leopard with a strangely attractive form. Wave at Loken in greeting. The husky returns it, though stiffly. Then the man's eyes land on me, and his brow tightens in confusion. I look away. The familiar intrusion of bewilderment stares make me uncomfortable. They don't know what I am. You are mine. That is all that they need to know. I scowl at him with a sideways glance. We've been in public spaces less than a minute, and the mine behavior has already started. I really want to figure out what's behind it, but his issues seem really deep. You okay, big guy? Yes. I'm not your property, remember? Relax. He falters and quickly takes a step away from me. I am sorry. It does not mean that. I move closer to him, reclosing the distance between us. What are you worried about? He stares at me, unsure how to answer. I promise, I'm not going anywhere, okay? What's on your mind? Perhaps it's too soon to try and discuss his troubles. He doesn't really know how to process them. Assurances from me don't seem to make any difference, either. He's already proven that. It's like throwing a stone in an ocean. I decide to try something different. You know what? I actually appreciate it right now. The way people look at me freaks me out. You are uneasy? A little. Could you, walk closer to me so people see that I'm with you? You are meaning this? Yep, I mean it. His tail starts to sway gently. Okay. He steps even nearer to me. Our arms are now brushing against each other as we walk. This is too close? I snicker. This is fine. But as soon as I need space, you need to back straight off again, okay? I will do that. Thanks. I feel better. I bump playfully sideways into him. He does the same, almost throwing me off my feet. I recognize that he can't just stop, but maybe letting him act possessive on my terms for now on could be a step in the right direction. It might just make things worse, but it's something. I don't know what else to do. I have to lay down some boundaries somehow. The village feels abuzz with excitement. The troop mingles with the Draconi crowds, speaking of their travels or how the other clans are faring. Everyone seems weirdly laid back. I gesture around at the scene, the men and women, casually engaging in idle chatter, heedless of the event that will follow. I mean, wouldn't it be awkward if you were a mating troupe? Like, what are you supposed to say to people when you roll up at their camp? I put on a tough, brutish voice. Yo, I am Alex. I'm gonna be balls deep inside of you and your friends later tonight. So, how's the weather? Loken smirks at me. All Zephyr are shy? No, we just don't bone each other scentless in the streets. Because you have no fur. It was too cold in the streets of stone and glass. He shoots me a teasing grin. My eyes roll. You know what I mean. The indulgence would have helped you all stay warm. Hiding my amused grin, I step sideways and bump into him playfully. Funny dog. Hound. Whatever. I'm enjoying the husky's humorous side. It's a welcome break from his usual severe conduct. There was no mating for the Zephyr. What do you mean? There was no indulgence. The Zephyr did not mate. I almost laugh. That's a hell of a conclusion to jump to. Just because we don't have the indulgence doesn't mean that we didn't hook up at all. People dated most of the time. Explain. Like, you'd get to know someone and become a couple in a relationship. Explain? I frown, not sure what he's confused about. If there is someone like you, you get to know them. Casual sex still happened to, but it wasn't like openly celebrated at all. I see the cogs grinding in Loken's mind. He really doesn't get it. Humans are all modest? No, we're not. You guys don't have relationships at all? I am confused. This is not mating? No, but like dating, couples, long-term companionship, nothing like that? Lovers made at the indulgence. So there's no marriage or anything else here? And there's a look again. Is the indulgence literally the only courtship process here? Or is it just the language I'm using? So, if two people get together at the indulgence, that's it? They don't stay together? When the night ends, the mating troupe leaves. Lovers do not stay together. I assume that he uses the term lovers as something more casual than what I'd associate it with. What about, like, if they didn't leave? Would you, stay with someone after? You know, keep mating with them? Form a bond? Bond? I do not know. This is rare. Wow. We're more different than I thought. Maybe flirting with him is a bad idea? It'll just lead to misunderstandings. There are more men within. They glance at me warily and whisper to the woman for an explanation. I'd rather that they just ask me themselves instead of staring, but I imagine Loken's covetous glare is somewhat off-putting. It doesn't take us long to find Dravonia amongst the crowds. We will make this quick. Come. Still pushing me forward, we march over to the chief. She's in mid-conversation with one of the males. My chief. The saber-tooth turns to us, eyebrows raised. Loken, Alex, good that you're both here. I need you to check that the troop has settled in. Also, Loken, can you check in with the school? Loken frowns. The children are okay? Several of them were caught sneaking off to go zone baiting. I want you to address them. The children are still doing this? Who can stay in the black zone the longest game? They seriously need to cut that out. The hound crosses his arms. It is unlikely that they will be harmed. The black zones are passive. Zone baiting is done at the borders. Demons are found further within. That's not the point. You stated your expectations and the children have ignored it. So there needs to be consequences. I will apply appropriate sanctions, and I will not address the class until tomorrow. Why is that? We're going to the black zone. We came to tell you. We will not attend the indulgence. You can run another time. We don't need supplies right now. Explain. The Automonks have requested a Black Runner for a task. We have answered.
Ah. In that case, you're excused. Keep the Automonks happy under all circumstances.
It's good to know that where her priorities are.
It's no consequence. The troop are tired, so I negotiated an extra night of accommodations for them. You won't miss the indulgence. It'll be tomorrow night instead.
Besides me, I feel Loken deflate irritably.
Chin up, Loken. You're not expected to take part. But you're too well known a face to be missing. Your absence would be noted by the troop. Word would spread. Just enjoy yourself.
I do not enjoy the indulgence. It is loud. The drums are loud. The people are loud. They drink too much and shout loudly.
Here, I have something that will cheer you up.
Loken's eyes narrow suspiciously as Dravonia peers past us and whistles. Loudly. Loken flinches.
Hey, look who just turned up.
The person that she calls turns around. He's part of the mating troop. He is a white tiger, a stunningly good-looking one. His physique is sculpted well, and his appealing stripes make him stand out amongst the crowds. For some reason, he seems really familiar. He waves at Loken with a grin. He even spares me a charming smile. It's a welcome contrast from the distrusting stares. At my side, I feel Loken's jaw drop. His tail flutters and his ears perk straight up. Orion? Wait, what? This is the guy he... Wow. Loken, look at you. 5 years it's been. My fellow, you look great. Orion approaches us with outstretched arms. Like everyone else, he makes me feel like I'm surrounded by giants. You are here? Yep, good to see you. Orion claps Loken on the shoulders happily. The husky just stares in shock. I did not realize you... He turns to his chief, snout wrinkled in agitation. You did not inform me that it was Orion's troop that was coming. The chief laughs, clearly enjoying Loken's flustered reaction.
You've been busy the last few days. I thought that I'd leave it as a surprise.
I can't quite tell if it's a pleasant surprise or not. Loken seems really tense. I'm pretty surprised myself. Eyes flickered between Loken and Orion. Trying as I might, I cannot stop myself picturing the two of them together. Those two monochrome beefcakes going at each other like... This must be Alex. Dravonia told me that you've taken an unusual acolyte. As though he's suddenly remembered that I'm there, Loken jolts in horror, his arms shooting down in front of me, making me flinch. He is my... The hound cuts himself off. Orion grins. Ah, yours? Been replaced, have I? Loken tenses right up. This is easily the most flustered that I've ever seen him. To my utter amazement, he actually nudges me away from him. My eyes boggle. What the hell has gotten into him? That is not... He is my acolyte. That is what it means. Do you want to introduce me to your acolyte? I push myself past Loken and nod to Orion. Hey, I'm Alex. I'm human. Orion peers at me with interest. I did not think humans would be so small. My eyes narrow irritably. Ah, no offense intended. It's just as likely that you're normal size, and we're just big. A pleasure to meet you, Alex. I feel humbled speaking to the last Zephyr. I'm not sure how to take that. He's very charming, that's for sure, but it's odd being treated like this. It's nothing really. I don't remember anything about the Zephyr. I'm just a normal guy. I see. It must be overwhelming to... Stop! We're abruptly cut off by Loken's sudden interjection. He opens his muzzle to speak, but the words seem to get stuck. I am sorry. Continue. We all frown at him, perplexed by his behavior. Ah, Alex, walk with me, would you? I think Loken and Orion need some time to... No! Alex, we are leaving. Chief, I am leaving. Orion, I am leaving. All three of us stare at the flustered husky. Orion's unexpected appearance has him totally perturbed. But why? It feels like Dravonia knows that they have a thing. She doesn't seem to mind it. Alright then. Safe running, Loken. Good luck, Alex. Stick close to your mentor, and you will be fine. Thanks, I will. Oh, Alex, this is your first run? I'm thrown off by his friendly interest in me. Yeah. First time in a black zone, at least. Wow. Well, good luck, my friend. I won't dare ask for details, but we'll drink to your safe return. Loken, before you go... I step back a little as Orion leans into Loken's shoulder and whispers something to him. I can't quite make out what they're saying. Loken stiffly whispers something back, then steps away before Orion can reply. I really want to know what they said. Alex, move, now. Before I can wave Dravonia or Orion goodbye, Loken is hurrying me away from the village square. Wait. Now, go! I try to look back, but he just pushes me further along. With a sigh, I resign myself to his odd behavior and let him ferry me away. Once we're back to the troops camp, I look at him with a bemused frown. What was that about? We do not have time. What? Yes, we do. What's wrong? We must return to the lodge to prepare. I pout with frustration as he stalks off. We can walk and talk then. I thought Orion was your... friend? He is a friend. So what? Alex, enough of your questions! My heart seizes in shock. I shrink from him, flinching away from his sudden show of aggression. He's never snapped at me like this. Several nearby villagers have stopped what they are doing and are looking our way awkwardly, startled by Loken's voice. My face must show my hurt surprise, because Loken immediately looks guilty. Instead of apologizing, he doubles down and just gestures impatiently for me to follow him. He was doing well until Orion showed up. What the hell is going on with him now? Annoyed, I follow him back to his home. We're silent until we get back to his lodge. Only then does Loken speak. I am sorry. I narrow my eyes at him. I have upset you. You're clearly worked up about something. You will judge me. I am not telling you. I feel like I'm turning into this hound's therapist. Ask him to say gently. You lost your cool pretty bad back there. What's a problem? No. I won't judge you, Loken. Just tell me what's wrong. Did I say something wrong? It is nothing you have done. Then did you not want Orion to talk to me or something? That is not it. Then what? No. Ugh, should I let this go? I feel like he needs to learn that he can't avoid his issues by being stubborn with me. Refuse to leave until he explains himself. I get that he needs practice regulating his emotions, but I don't deserve to be yelled at. Time to take a leaf out of his book and act like a stubborn hound. No. I fold my arms and snarl, pulling the same bull-headed scowl he always gives me. He flinches, taken aback. Loken, you can't treat me like that. I am not leaving until you tell me what your problem is. Alex. I plant my ass on his bed and maintain irritated eye contact. He tries to outscowl me, but I stand my ground. Alex, we are leaving. No. I narrow my eyes at him. He narrows them back. The standoff lasts a good minute. Eventually, his guilt gets the better of him. I am trying not to upset you. Then tell me what's wrong. You said that you wanted to get better at talking, so talk. You will judge me. I won't. His arms fold. There is a long pause. Very long. Loken, this acolyte thing isn't going to work if you won't talk to me. You are modest. What? I did not want you to see me with him. You would judge me. You are a Zephyr. So? They're all dead. But you are modest people. I do not want you to judge me for having been with him. I am not modest like you. I groan. That's it? God, he's so black and white, literally and metaphorically. Composing myself, I get to my feet and walk over to him. Since we're much more used to touching each other, I gently rub his arm to show that I am not mad. His tail starts to sway happily. I'm learning to read his mood by studying it. Look, Loken, you've got the wrong idea. I'm not like that, I promise. I don't care who you've been with. You do not care who I fuck? I'm momentarily stunned. It's the first time that I think I've heard him cuss, let alone use that word as a verb. It was so direct. No, I don't. Humans like to sleep around with each other too. We just don't like having public orgies. But you are modest. You do not like being undressed. Zephyr do not enjoy mating. We do, Loken. We like sex. And it's not... Ugh. Look, things were just different, okay? There was no indulgence, and I'm just shy about being nude in front of people. That's it. That's all. You're overthinking this. I'm not uncomfortable. Just not used to how open you guys are. I thought that you'd be happy to see Orion. I am, but... There are things that have changed. What things? His face softens. I blink at him. He looks off to the side nervously. Alex. Yeah? You are small. I guess I am. I wonder what that really means. I'm only scratching the surface of his issues. The closer we get, the more I'm learning about him. Beneath it all, I know that he's truly compassionate and selfless. The people who know him well all see it. I think that's the real reason that I like him. Loken turns his muzzle away from me suddenly and grumbles. We have wasted time. We must leave, or we will lose the light. Ah, okay. Loken moves across the opposite side of the lodge, pulling the lid off of a wicker basket and tugging his black runner outfit from inside. Should I change it to something else? The husky shakes his head as he unbuckles the straps around his chest. No, your clothes are suitable. He reaches behind him and unhooks a small button just above his butt, which loops over the base of his tail, allowing his baggy leggings to drop. I look away, my face flushing. He's not wearing his loincloth beneath. I almost catch sight of his junk. Sorry, I'll look away. Okay. Loken is quiet as he gets changed behind me. I hear his outfit shuffling as he pulls it on. I just fold my arms, trying to avoid the images that are popping into my head. I'm remembering our moment earlier, feeling him against my back, feeling him press into me with his... You do not wish to look? What? No. No, why? I'm not looking. It does not bother me. I keep my back to him, making a futile attempt to keep my thoughts pure. You looked before. What? When? At the hot springs. You looked at me. I was... Well, you know, I guess I was... Do you wish to look now? I can practically feel his eyes drilling into the back of my head. Is he deliberately teasing me? You guys ain't gonna see anything, so whatever. My face is on fire. Maybe a bit. I do not mind. My chest flutters. I open my mouth to shoot a reply back, but it sticks in my throat. I keep my eyes off of him, however much I want to turn around. I'm just too nervous now. I can hear Loken shuffling around behind me. He doesn't say anything else until he's changed. I am ready. We must leave. I turn back around. Sure enough, he's pulled his black runner outfit on, and he's hauled a satchel over his shoulder. Should I take the bow? No, you have not practiced enough. Where are we going? North. Is it far? No. As informative as ever. Loken moves towards me and guides me with his arm rather uncharitably towards the exit. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, a couple of things happened. Clearly, Loken is into Alex, as it was obvious that it was going to happen sooner or later, but it happened, at least to me, a little too soon for comfort. Obviously, Alex is into Loken, so I guess that's a non-issue, though, because, like, if they both like each other, then I guess. This is just a Demi and me, like, it would take a lot longer for me to be comfortable with somebody this forward. It would also make me incredibly uncomfortable to have something like the mating troop to show up. Anyways, what else? The Automonks, I also did not expect them to be helpful from the get-go. I did expect them to at least want to meet Alex, if nothing else out of curiosity to know what he looks like. But it kind of makes sense that they know that that they need the equipment in order to, scan and figure out what's going on with Alex a lot more than they need someone to go into the black zone and to check out the rhinestone dish. So yeah, it makes sense why they're doing this. I'm wondering if the whole reason Dravonia instigated the whole little meetup between Orion and Loken is to figure out whether or not Loken likes Alex as an acolyte, or if he actually likes Alex as a potential partner. Although, given Loken's reaction to hearing that people go into relationships that do not just involve sexual relationships, or at least procreation, I'm wondering if Dravonia also knows that, where she could fathom that Loken would at least seek out something with Alex. I'm wondering if she's also doing it as a test to see whether or not Loken is prioritizing correctly. Like if he's thinking correctly, I guess you could say, or if he's thinking with his, penis. Because given his state of mind, I guess you could say, whenever something with Alex comes about, you can tell that Loken is being very possessive, unknowingly so. And Dravonia isn't stupid, so of course she sees that Loken is probably not thinking straight. He's thinking gay. He's not thinking very, probably, he's not making sense to her, probably, is what I'm trying to say. So, unless she really was like, hey, your fuck buddy's here. Don't you want to say hi? But anyways, because she has to have known, like Loken's gay. He likes the males. So he ain't gonna be procreating anytime soon, so, anyways. What was she, expecting Alex to procreate with somebody and then, pop out more human babies? Human furry hybrids? Anyways. Obviously there is ulterior motives. Anyways, but yeah. So, what else happened? I mean, we already knew that Loken was already attached to Orion, probably emotionally and physically. But now that he has Alex, his new little chew toy, I guess priorities have shifted, and it's probably what Dravonia is a little bit concerned about. Because she cares about Loken, Aeyon cares about Loken as well, and to see him act a little bit differently is probably a little concerning. So that's probably what's going on with her. So yeah, I mean, it's obvious that Loken is acting a little weird, even though we barely got to know him at the beginning of the story, but it's clear, given people's reactions to him reacting now, or at least from what we can see, he's acting a little weird. But it's probably because of Alex. Because he wants to fuck him. It's very obvious. Anyway, so, you know, comments, write down what you think so far, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Soulcreek yourself and, you know, jump ahead, because there is a lot, then you can do so by going down into the link in the description for whatever Twitter account is available, in case, you know, Twitter hasn't imploded yet, which should have a direct link to the itch.io page where you can download Soulcreek, or you can just go to itch.io yourself and download Soulcreek yourself and, you know, play it from there. And I will also post a link down for whatever form of, you know, support that they might have, whether it be Patreon or Coffee, because I already forgot. And along with my Coffee, in case you want to, you know, keep supporting me, because I am reading this because of your guys' support. You know, it's because of you guys that I'm reading this. Anyways, but yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.